I keep getting messages saying, Mike, this power sale looks like a fantastic deal. Is it actually a deal? And I get it. When the market gets shaky, these listings start to pop up everywhere. But the truth is that a power of sale can actually be an opportunity or a financial headache for most people that you never actually saw coming. So today we're going to talk about what a power of sale actually is and how it works in Ontario, why we're seeing more of these more often, and some of the rules behind them, and whether you should even bother testing these out or targeting these in 2025 or 2026. Now, power of sales in Ontario, what are they? Well, in the US, there's something called a foreclosure. This is when the bank takes ownership of your property and sells it. In Ontario, it's different here. Ontario mortgages under the Mortgage Power Act allow the lender to sell the home without ever actually taking ownership of the home. The homeowner stays on title right up until the final sale actually closes. Now, how the legal timeline works, the borrower potentially could miss a payment. After 15 days of continuous default, the lender can now issue a notice of sale. What happens then is the notice is given, the borrower gets a redemption period, which is about 35 days at a minimum, 40 if it's a matrimonial home. Now, after that period does actually expire, the lender can enforce this power of sale and sell the property to recover the debts that they're owed. That's the legal foundation of all this. Now, let's talk about why you're suddenly seeing more of these power of sales today than you were yesterday, the year before, and the year before that. The reason is simple. The renewal shock, it's coming. My last video talking about mortgage renewals is something that is going to scare a lot of people coming up in the next year. We're seeing borrowers potentially go from 1.8 mortgages to 5% plus at their renewal. Now, for many households, that means that their payments are going to jump a ton. We know this. It could be hundreds of dollars or over $1,000 in some cases. Sometimes it's going to be a number that somebody cannot stomach. And when the borrower starts to miss these payments and the lenders don't believe that the recovery is actually realistic for them, they start this legal process on them. And the homes you're going to see under a power of sale are usually homes that are highly leveraged. These are people who took on way too much debt, investor homes that have negative cash flow, houses that need repairs that the owners can't actually afford to do, vacant or neglected homes. So yeah, there's an increase for real. There's no question about it. It's tied directly to the rising debt right now, and it is putting a lot of pressure on a lot of people. So power of sales, the numbers are up. If you're still interested at the end of this video in a power of sale, I will link in the first comment and in the description a power of sale list of what's currently available out there right now. But the myth about power of sales is that they are automatic. They're a deal. No matter what, they're going to be a fantastic deal. But here's the actual reality of a power of sale. Under the Ontario law, lenders must actually act in good faith and obtain market value for a property. Of course, the buyer dictates what market value is, but they can't just fire sale a home. It can't be $1 million list and sale for $500,000. That's not realistic for that to actually happen. They must show that they took responsible steps to get market value. You should actually expect 3 to 4 pages of additional lender-friendly clauses that are going to protect the banks themselves aggressively in anything you're dealing with a power of sale. You're going to see disclaimers, limitations everywhere. The sale is also strictly as is. What does that mean? There's no warranties, there's no guarantees, and if something breaks before closing, the lender, they're not going to fix it at all. The lender does not negotiate emotionally. They are not going to sell you the property because it's the best property for your first home. They are not worried about your personal story. They care about the risk, the price, and the timeline. So yeah, the sticker price sometimes right now, it might look super tempting, but that doesn't automatically mean that you're going to get a steal if you go for a power of sale. Now, there are some risks as a buyer you need to know about that you may never have heard about it. The homeowner can actually still redeem a power of sale property even after it's listed on the market. So even after you've submitted an offer, if the owner pays the arrears plus their legal fees before the closing, your deal's dead. So you could have gone through all that hassle, all that heartache, all that pain, and still not gotten that property. And you inherit any issues with the property, any liens, any damage, any mold, any structural issues that are actually there, you're taking it as is. You can still do your due diligence, but the seller is not going to fix a thing. Your home inspection is not going to result in any rebates coming your way. The third thing is the timeline it moves pretty fast. Lenders want a quick closing, firm financing, and you're going to get lots of competition because investors love to pounce on underpriced, distressed properties, and investors are more than willing to do a lot of the dirty work and take something in an as-is condition. These are not a beginner-friendly transaction. That is for certain. So who should actually target these? Power of sale is not a guarantee or necessarily even a discount. Sometimes they sell right at market value, sometimes slightly below market value. Sometimes they're overpriced because the lender misreads the market. Power of sale works best for investors who understand renovation and the risk. Contractors and flippers, of course, who can fix the problems cheaply and they are experienced in the buy and sell process. People with flexible timelines and stronger financing, they are prime for a power of sale. Who should not be targeting power sale at all? Well, first-time home buyers, anybody with a tight budget. If you need something that's move-in ready, no chance that this is going to be something you want to target. Anyone relying on multiple conditions, financing, home inspection, any emotional buyers, the bottom line is that these are distressed assets. They are not a dream home. Now, my professional opinion, use the power of sales as a one search option, not your entire strategy when you're buying a property. These can disappear, collapse, get pulled from under you, and you might at the end of the day just prefer to buy something that's on the market today that is a resale property because the pricing may not be all that different. The danger with power of sales is really not understanding how they work and getting too involved in them. And then guess what? You're not going to have that broom swept home. You're going to have a bomb that went off in that property at the end of the day. Now, if you'd like to go through the list of current active power of sales, you can click the description box down below or the first pinned comment, and I will have a list there for you to go through. And if you want to have a chat one-on-one with me, you can always book a call by scanning the code here, and we'll get you in a one-on-one conversation to figure out if a power of sale is right for you, if there's something else that makes more sense in today's market. And if you want to understand the renewal pressure that is just driving all of this together, you can watch the last video that we posted right here about my conversation with the bank regarding my mortgage renewal.